Hey riders, welcome back. Here we go. More La Vuelta coverage for you live, but not live, from Inside Cycling World. I'm your commentator, Colin. What we got going on here today is La Vuelta 2024, Stage 16, Gijon. This one's got a few rollers in it, mostly flats. These little up kicks are going to be super crucial in this one. Absolute Watts Fest coming up for you here. We're going to take a look at the riders here quickly. So many of you know, if you're in the Discord, again, get in the Discord. Link at the top of the channel. I think Jill's was kind enough to put a post in the Facebook page. Maybe it was Strava, can't remember. But yeah, just pile on into that Discord channel. You're going to find tons of people to ride with, tons of people to talk bikes with. You know when you've got your partner or spouse at home that looks at you like you're from another planet when all you think about is cycling? When you talk about watts per kilo, FTPs, percent of FTPs, gradients of climbs, it's like another language to them. They don't get it. They don't want to get it. So the regulars know, the OGs as I like to call them, and I got a shout out to everyone of my OGs. The support is real. I love it. Just doing the best I can here with what I got at home here right now. I'm constantly fiddling around trying to make things work. And as I just said before, this is an after audio commentary. So I did the whole thing yesterday. I believe it was a 45-minute long video. I went to upload yesterday afternoon. I tried to upload it after my interview, which went quite well. Thank you for asking. I'm really hoping to hear something back from this week. Fingers crossed. I really need to get something going here. It's getting kind of to the critical point now. Don't really feel like liquidating everything, but moving on, moving upwards. That's my style. So when I went to upload the video, I had a quick peek at it. I'm like, hey, where's the audio? So all I can guess is that maybe I didn't have my microphone jack plugged in properly into my recording card. It's an external card, so the jack may have just not been in all the way. So yeah, it's a pain. So I wanted to get it done yesterday for everyone so they could wake up to the video. That's kind of how I'm doing these now, because I realize most of my demographics is in Europe. Most of the people that ride here are in European time zones. So it's kind of like, here's your wake up thing in the morning. Have a cup of coffee, cup of tea, your smoothie, whatever you're into, and watch the video, watch the replays of you in action. So here we go. What I've done here too, folks, is I've sped this one up, I think 40 to 50%, just to kind of blast through it. I got a big day ahead of me. We know La Vuelta is on hot and heavy right now. ROUVY has provided us with so many good ROUVY routes, 3 challenges to do. I think it consists of 35 different routes. You can see here on the bottom of the page, I'm trying to show you where the hard parts are going to be. And this was a really fascinating start to me. So I'm seeing the usual hitters here. Let's turn the riders off here. So I'm back filling this in now, folks. So if it gets a bit clunky at times, you're going to know why. The normal, as I saw going down, we're not going to see at this point. So, but this was a fascinating start, because take a look at the front here. We got bike and dog strips. This is Stu. Stu and me chat all the time. Stu's been helpful to me. And Shanik smashing at the front. Stu just took off on a flyer and Shanik reacted immediately. And look what happens, folks. We have a quick 40-meter lead over the other hitters. V-Cycling, Sil 3030, Plu Plu, Bebby, this new rider, Raphael. These 2 riders are gone. Within the first, look at the screen on the bottom, within the first 500 meters, they've got a gap. We are less than a kilometer into the race, and we're already putting 100 meters into others. Stu is just burying himself here, and Shanik is working with him at the same time. I mean, I think Shanik's like, okay, great move. Let's go, buddy. Let's do this, dude. There's Stu taking his turn at the front again. This kind of caught me really off guard. I thought, what are these 2 insane dudes doing? They're going on a rip, like right at the start. Will they be able to stay away for the whole event? They are heading downhill now, just increasing that distance. Plu Plu I've seen before in the past, a very strong rider, and I'm glad I actually hovered on these two for so long. Sometimes I bounce around a lot more. Here's a Brazilian rider, Rafael, new rider to the group today. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us. GC on here, very strong rider as well. Thomas Lynn, decked out in the GRC jersey. Thomas had a great question. Who can wear the GRC jersey? Anyone can. Just put it on. They'll probably give you an extra. It's about rated for about 12 to 14 watts, depending on your weight. So, it's just marginal gains, right? Great little group here. We got David 1951, GC on, Thomas Lynn, all working together here. I wasn't sure if those guys up front could stay away. So what I'm doing at this point here is I'm just slowly going down through the field, trying to keep an eye on the ones at the front as well. Return of Rock of Maryland's back here. Here's Rubu. Rubu always supports me, always got great comments. I did miss his group ride, I think this morning. I think it's at 4:15 a.m. my time. And for some reason last night, I decided, it's a great night to get in the hot tub and play some music. And then, then the cider started flowing. At least Captain Morgan didn't come visit me. Global Ragnar is here. He's here. So good to see him. I did point out, though, I think Ragnar, he's going to have to watch my how to select a bike video because he's riding a bike that I think is the old Onsite bike. I could be wrong. I have to have a better look at that. Maybe I'll message him about it. But so great to see him back in our events. Many of you will know, and maybe some of you don't. I'm just trying to see his bike here. What does it even say on it? Oh, is that maybe that's that Swift bike. It's a new bike, maybe. Having trouble seeing. Wartal's back. Wartal missed the last GRC event, I think. But if you don't know, check out Ragnar too. He's got a great Instagram page. I'm not a Mr. Big Instagram fan. I just don't do it yet. I did just get it going again. So there is actually an Inside Cycling World Instagram page. Wow, it's incredible. Everyone should join it. There's no content. I like making my long form content, but I am going to branch out into other stuff. Check out all these GRC jerseys here. Ciclista Carlo. Hey, Chuck, I know who you are now. Everyone's riding the right bike here. Lidl Trek colors, the blue, red, and yellow of the pro team, World Tour Pro team, active in the La Vuelta at the moment. So if you're watching this, you're thinking, why are all these bikes the same? Because this is the very best bike in ROUVY that you can purchase with probably, I'm going to guess, 50,000 gold coins at some point. I took a look this morning. I think I'm at 63,000. So this will be my next purchase. What ROUVY did for us, probably in conjunction with Lidl Trek and possibly La Vuelta, I'm not really sure. I'm just doing this my own. I don't really know what ROUVY's up to. Everyone can trial the bike out. So it's available in your bike garage right now. So just go pick it. It's got the best aero ratings, best weight ratings for the road bikes. Now, obviously, the aero's a little bit better on the TT bikes, but this has got a 4-star aero, 4-star weight out of 5 each. So it's Cadillac bikes right now. Loganchi here. Oh, yeah, Loganchi. New rider. This is our new low-level rider of the week here. Only level 15, so everyone welcome to the GRC events. Hope to see a lot more. I've got Dez here. Big shout out to Dez. I always chat with Dez. He's in 34th place right now. I'm doing a little cruisy ride at the back. I think I've mentioned before too, one of my favorite things to do is after these races, and I did do it yesterday, is to jump in with the riders in the voice channel on our Discord. Now, for those of you, I know there's a billion apps out there. It gets annoying, doesn't it? Every week it seems there's a new social media app that you have to be on. Discord, just think of it as texting. Discord is texting. It was made for gamers originally so they could hide their communications and other gamers couldn't hear them. Shunnick here, I see still 3030 and V-Cycling making a huge effort trying to get back on with Shunnick. But I mean, this guy's riding 5.5 to 6 watts per kilo all the way, pushing up these 5% gradients. I mean, these kind of gradients, you can really drop some power. They can see him. He is in their sights right now. The wolves are coming. Run, Shunnick, run. Reminds me of that cool game from the 80s. Who remembers this? What was the line? Run, coward. I'm talking middle of the 80s, hanging out in the arcade, dropping quarters. I don't know what you guys used over in Europe. Yeah, that's kind of strange. Anyway, quarters here in North America for us Americans, Canadians and Americans. I'm a Canadian. Love watching your politics, so fascinating. Yeah, Sinistar. That's the game, Sinistar. Who remembers the game Sinistar? That was like a scary video game back then. Just being teacher. So we're jumping to map mode here. Just having a quick peek. So that's Shunnick at the front and the red dot. Purple dot here will be Silv 3030 and V Cycling. They're within 70 meters, so Shunnick was able to just push away. And Shunnick, I always call him my Polish friend when I write about him because I still don't know how to spell his name properly. But apparently the way I say it is close to how you would pronounce a name that starts with the letter P, but shh is how I say it, Shunnick. ROUVY just up the road. Global Ragnar chasing now. Ragnar, he's a big guy. Nice solid 100 kilograms. Here comes G Sealan up on his wheel. G Sealan, much lighter rider, probably in the 70 kilo range. Ragnar pushing right around 100 kilos. So very full sized. Shout outs to Ragnar. There's a lot of us out there that love cycling that aren't super lightweight pesky climbers. So Ragnar here is chasing after ROUVY now. ROUVY pushing, and ROUVY is a very good cyclist as well. So is Ragnar, but everyone up here is. Here we're back to Shunnick. We gotta watch him. So again, Polish friend. If you see YouTube comments, that's generally what I call him because I always forget how to spell his name. And it's just Shunnick to me, and he's always here. Great to see him here all the time. At this point, he's up over the top, and the other riders are still climbing. So he managed to pull out a little bit more of a gap. He's got a 175 meter gap on V Cycling and Silv 3030. Remember, I've been saying before, I just call him Silv 3030, even though it's 30,330. It's just quicker for me to say, and that's the way it is. That is your new brand name. In fact, you should change your name. That would make my life so much easier. Just kidding. So yeah, Shunnick on a little bit of a runaway here. That he's like on an all-out solo time trial effort, running, pushing hard. Probably well within his control though. Now he gets to back off maybe a little bit. Let's see what he's going to do here on this downhill. Yeah, power's dropping down a little bit. He's probably spinning out right now. Maybe trying to get a bit of a breather, keeping his revs right, 90 to 100 RPMs all the time. Backing up, here we go. V Cycling, Silv 3030. Bebby 1983 series. Well, I can see Stu is still hanging in 5th place. GR4 Nick is there. Lately, I've been calling him Great for Nick for some reason. I don't know why. Thomas Lynn. Looks like ROUVY is probably rounding out. Maybe he's in 9th place at the moment. I think so. Looks like 9th. Yeah, 9th place. And that would put Ragnar or maybe G Sealan going to be in 10th. Now, here's the good question, folks. Can a 100 kilogram rider finish in the top 10 of a La Vuelta stage on ROUVY? Very good question indeed, I think. G Sealan in 11th, Global Ragnar hanging on to 10th place. Look at this. His numbers are so easy for me to figure out. The watts per kilo, the watts, his weight. I always look at the weight. So you can see here, G Sealan's probably a 70 kilogram rider, roughly. Give me a couple of kilograms either way, just to make sure. Ragnar right on 100 kilos. Powerhouse beast. Love it. Love to see him out here. Rafael Willem Strakos. This guy here, another strong Danish rider. Yesterday I was calling him Papa Double D's. Just a little joke to myself. Maybe it's Papad. Let's say Papad. That's his name. New rider, level 22. Here's Chuck Ciclista Carlo from Georgia. And is getting ready for state championships. I don't really know what he's competing in, but really cool to hear that, people are using ROUVY to train for. And Alex is here as well. Alex is back. He's recovering from his 3 weeks off the bike in Switzerland, where he was just stuffing his face with all of Mum's great baking and cooking. Wartall back again. Nobby Styles is here. Nobby said today that he was going to be leading a group at the back, which is awesome. So don't forget that, folks. If you don't think you can hang at the front, don't worry. Most of us can't. Or the middle, or the back quarter, but maybe at the very back. You're probably going to find people that want to ride back there with you sometimes. You would be shocked to find out that some of the very best riders on Team GRC, and probably even in our Discord group altogether, they like to do a cruisy ride at the back, and they'll help you get through it. Don't feel like they're holding you back, because you're not. We can't ride hard every day. Everyone knows that. So let's say you have a powerhouse beast like maybe Shunnick one day. Look at him. He's like just racing here. He's capable of riding this at 5.5 to 6 watts a kilo all the way. Super legit rider. Posts all his data. I love it. There's going to come a day when he's like, yeah, you know what? I just want to ride at 1.5 to 2 watts per kilo at the back. And if there's someone there, yeah, jump on. I've seen some really cool comments on the YouTube as well. Matty Dog. Hey, Matty. So glad you're riding with us. Super cool dude. I think I've seen him twice now. Well, he was taking a little tour with, it was Tuna Tornado. Tuna, I think, is just coming back to riding inside. And he was riding at the back. Actually, Tuna got a late start. It was the last GRC event. Matty has only been on ROUVY for a month. I'm not even sure how much cycling Matty's done. Matty let me know. But this dude told me that he went out and bought a smart bike. He just dove headfirst into it. Says it's the coolest thing ever. Apparently likes the videos. That's great. Awesome stuff. And him and Tuna worked together all the way. And Tuna's a very strong rider. Tuna was just on a different thing that day. Found someone to ride with. I do that a lot when I'm out riding by myself. I like to do a lot of the solo rides. And if let's say I'm on a decent day and I'm riding 3 watts per kilo by myself, and I see someone a few kilometers up the route riding 2.5, that's someone I want to ride with. Just because I know that their 2.5 and my 3 or my 2.8, they'll be able to draft and keep up. Now, there was some stuff here going on with the video at the end, folks. That's mostly, I think, because we have so much traffic here and so many pedestrians just crisscrossing the road everywhere. I'd be handing out tickets to all these people. Like, yo, no, that's not happening. That's not happening. That's not happening. So, like I've said before, the avatars will start disappearing so that you don't like have your avatar like just appear in the middle of a bus or in the middle of a car. So everyone started disappearing on me here. It was very hard to follow at this point. The dogs are coming to visit me. They're trying not to get off topic here. They've all decided to come into the room with me. We're following Bebby 1983 now, decked out in yellow. Looks like they might be just riding the ROUVY bike at this point. GR for Nick, Lidl Trek Madone. I think it's called the Trek Madone. Let me get this right. SLR AXS, which I think means is that the Access system or Axis system? I could be totally wrong about this, but I know that's something that SRAM brands their products. I think that's their version of Di2 now, I believe, which I think they dropped the ETAP moniker and now they're going with the AXS. So maybe that's what that means. I could be totally wrong, but it's the Gen 8 Madone, all decked out in that livery. It's a great color scheme. I love it. Global Ragnar here is now in 11th. G-Sealing has gotten ahead of him. Can Ragnar get back to the top 10? Let's do it. Come on, dude. He's only 125 meters back at this moment. Rubu has moved up into 8th position. Stu is in 7th. GR for Nick, I don't know a lot about this rider. I'm going to have to do some investigating and see who this is. So I will bounce around a lot here, and I think I actually go into map mode quite a bit. So Shunnick takes first place easily. V-Cycling coming in now. So you can see here, as we get close to that bus, the avatars are going to want to disappear. You can actually see that happening on screen. As I backed up to Sil 3030, these riders are both pushing like 6 to 7 watts a kilo here at the finish. All out, like just below your lungs, right out. Lung transplant afterwards. V-Cycling for second. Sil 3030 for third. These are very tough efforts. These are like FTP tests. So Shunnick finished in 22 minutes there. Pretty close to an FTP test. I'm not sure if I agree totally with the FTP stuff, you know. Ride for 20 minutes, take 95%. I don't believe that. I think it should be a lower percentage. I know these discussions have been had by a lot of people that know a lot more about it than I do. Looks like 4th place. We got Bebby and Don Mateo coming in. Both riding strong, 4 watts a kilo. So here we're just seeing more of the camera mode because the avatars are... There's buses and trucks and stuff everywhere for this video. So, you know, I love all of Vuelta stuff. This just wasn't the perfect race to show these avatars at the end. It's just the way it is. That's all I can really say about it. So GR for Nick's moving up again, battling with Don Mateo. Don Mateo coming back now, though. Look at them coming in now. Went to map mode, side by side. GR for Nick, back in front of Don Mateo now. Both pushing over 10 watts a kilo. Will Don, looks like Don caught him at the very last second there. Incredible stuff. Stu coming in strong. What an incredible effort by Stu. And I messaged Stu outside of the videos here on YouTube. And I mean, I bet you Shanik is thinking, that was a really good move, dude. Thank you. Because just my theory, my guess is if that group went out easier, I don't think. So let's say that, look at Stu here, dropping some big watts as well. If Stu didn't put that initial attack in, I'm trying to get this out before I forget, Shanik wouldn't have reacted that way. And it was just at a perfect time on that little tiny uphill gradient. And Stu kept digging in. He said he just wanted to get ahead for a couple seconds. Inside source here from Inside Cycling World. He said he just wanted to get ahead. He wasn't trying to put in a huge attack. But then when he saw Shanik go with him, he said, I'm going to help him. I'm going to help him as long as I can and just hold on for dear life. So really awesome to see Stu finish up so high after he emptied the tank at the very beginning there. That could have been the kind of situation where you go from top 1-2 to dead last. You just blow yourself up so bad. Trying to watch all the finishers now here. I think Ragnar might have just been outside of the top 10 there. I've actually missed that, folks. I'm trying to watch some of the GRC riders at the back here. We're watching Dez at the moment. We lost Plu Plu, very strong rider, and Plu Plu would have finished very high up today. Pit stops here as well. Check out pit stop. And we just jumped to her. Following a nice group of like 5 or 6 riders here. Nobby Styles, EGT, Jills, Grandad Rick, Eat More Cake, Pit Stop 34, new to ROUVY, but riding tons. I actually don't know how long she's been on ROUVY for, but I have said before, I've communicated with Pit Stop a few times. Super nice person, just really getting involved in cycling, and I could tell she's totally hooked and addicted right now. You can see here EGT is riding the Lidl Trek colors and how they match with the bike, that blue, red, and yellow livery. Nobby Styles is riding the spectacular Team GRC jersey. Hey, and did you know you can buy that jersey in real life? It's available. Anthony created it. It's available through Owayo. I think that's how you say it. There is a link in the last video. I'll try to remember to pop it in this one as well. So everyone can get decked out in these things. And here's a quick question. Ciclista Carlo, aka Chuck, was asking me, what's the fabric like? Because I don't have one yet. What's the fabric like on the jerseys? There's a C3 and a C5. The C5 is more of their pro line. There's also a women's jersey. There's a really cool t-shirt and a cycling cap. Chuck lives in Georgia. He needs extremely lightweight materials. You gotta, talk about a humid part of the world. Brutal. Lots of climbing there. Very rolly, very lush in Georgia. Place I'd like to visit. So anyways, he was concerned, what's the material like? So anyone that hasn't, let him know. Let him know in the Discord. I saw, here's Roy Denis. Cheering for this guy. Come on, Roy. Are you going to go? Yeah, so some of you might look at that and think Roy Dennis. It's probably Roy Denis. He's probably a French rider somewhere around Montreal, in Quebec. Jills is probably cringing right now. Jills is from Montreal. From Quebec, represents. If you ever see any invites in another language, that's Jill sending them. When he sends Discord invites, I think they always come out in French. We were just joking about that yesterday. Here's RPG, another Canadian. Where you from, dude? Where are you from? Let me know. Rock and Maryland coming in. Rock, I think, is just getting back into ROUVY now. We're getting the influx of people coming from outside back inside. So there's a lot of map mode stuff here at the end, only because this is all I really had to work with. Looking at buses and stuff over and over was kind of getting mind-boggling to me. Did you know you can ride routes in map mode all the way? There's actually routes on ROUVY that are map mode only. And I see a lot of questions too, people asking about, can you import your own routes? You used to be able to. That feature was removed, but I have from very good sources. Remember, Inside Cycling World, call on here, subscribe, like, comment, do all that good stuff. That mode is coming back. So that if you want to train for a particular hill in a certain part of the world, you can grab maybe the file from Strava. You need a GPX file, I believe what it's called, and you upload it. In fact, I've done it. The longest paved road climb in Canada is called Mount Revelstoke. It's out in British Columbia. It's a 25 kilometer long climb at just over 5%. ROUVY had a couple of chunks of it that someone had made way back when, it was just in map mode. That's all it was. It was 2, I think, 5-kilometer sections of it. So what I did is I scoured through Strava and I found the entire Strava segment, which is 25 kilometers long all the way to the top, back on Loganchi here. Could be Logan something, but I'm going to call him Loganchi. I found the entire 25 kilometer long segment, imported it into ROUVY, and it made the route. Super simple to do. And what's really cool about it is that route still exists on my ROUVY account. It's still there. So I think they just kind of shut the ability down to import. Maybe there's too many people uploading too much stuff and it was blowing up their servers. Who knows, right? My road is still there. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go have a peek at it after this and see if I can ride it. Like, just test it out. It's there. It says created routes. I think it's under created routes. There's actually a folder called that. I'm not sure if everyone will even see that if you're new to ROUVY, because you've joined up when those features aren't technically available. So yeah, check this out. Roy Denny is hitting it. Level 41 rider. Been around quite a bit. Not sure what bike they're riding today and where they're from. So if Roy ever sees this, let me know where you're from. I'm assuming you're from Quebec, just by the last name maybe. It's a very common name there, Denny. Just give us some info. I can add it to the starter list, so I know a little bit about everyone. Des is still doing it out there too. So yeah, this video was about 45 minutes and just me speeding it up a tiny bit, shorten it down to 30. I would like to do that more often for some of the longer videos, but what you got to realize is, as I'm recording live, it's all being captured in, I guess, the audio alongside with the video. I can't really speed my audio up. It would start to sound kind of funny, right? When I do it this way after the fact, which I don't like doing it this way that much, maybe I've got better thoughts in my head because I'm not watching it all go off live. Like, I kind of knew what happened from yesterday. I can speed the video up and have my audio at normal speed. So that's why it kind of happens like that. Because I know some people don't want to sit through the whole videos, but guess what? I keep saying it. I love doing the long form content. You can watch 1 minute of the hour-long video, and that's great. You can do whatever you want. I'm not saying anything about anyone. If you want to watch every video all the way, perfect. If you want to watch 30 seconds just to see who won, that's great too. Just like, subscribe, comment on the videos, spread the word, throw something on Facebook and the ROUVY Athletes Cycling group there. That's kind of like the biggest spot for ROUVY stuff. Ask questions there if you have them, and you're going to get a ton of answers. There's a lot of really experienced people on there. So what's up for me today? I've only got about a minute and a half of this video left. We're just hanging out with Roy here for a bit. So what I'm going to do today, and if you see this video before it happens, I'm going to jump into the muckers today. It's not a championship series race, so it's not an all-out destruction fest. Some of the best racing is on Thursdays at noon for me here in Canada, 7 o'clock at night in the UK, the Mucker Series. Check it out. I'm going to do, I think it's called the La Vuelta 2024. I think it's Abo route, which I believe in real life, La Vuelta, they've already done that stage. I think so. I'm going to find out right away. I can't even remember what stage number it is. I think it might have been the part of, is it close? Was it one of the Portugal roads? Because the first 3 stages this year were in Portugal. Now they're back into Spain for stage 4. I love La Vuelta. I love these challenges. Somehow I'm going to get through them all. You got to do a couple of easy ones early on, I think, to leave yourself time to do the hard ones. There's some brutal climbs, La Vuelta has some fantastic climbs, obscure little roads. That's what I really like about La Vuelta. So here we are, coming to the finish, folks. Roy's coming in. He's still a couple kilometers out. Here's the final video credit. Goes to Anthony for this one. Here's a couple of one-liners. There's going to be more to come. I'm going to make this better and better. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you again real soon.